Today, we're diving into a system of justice that's literally centuries old, but believe it or not, is making headlines right now. It's a legal framework that might just completely change how you think about law, order, and what it even means to be a community.
So let me start by throwing a puzzle at you. I want you to imagine a society that actually works. It resolves conflicts, it keeps the peace, but it does all of this without the things we think are absolutely essential for justice. No cops, no formal courtrooms, and no prisons. I mean, how is that even possible? Well, stick around because that's the exact question we're going to answer. The answer to that puzzle has a name: Xeer. And specifically, we're talking about Xeer Ciise. Now, this isn't some forgotten relic from a history book. Nope. It's a living, breathing legal system that is so effective, so important to human culture, that the entire world is now officially recognizing it. So what is it, exactly? Well, Xeer Ciise is the traditional, unwritten law of the Ciise Somali people. The Ciise are a major clan, and their communities stretch all across the modern borders of Ethiopia, Djibouti, and Somalia. For centuries, this law has basically been the glue holding their entire society together. And this is the big news. This is why everyone's talking about it. Just recently, UNESCO officially put Xeer Ciise on its list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And trust me, that is a massive deal. It's the world saying, hey, this ancient oral tradition is a treasure of human ingenuity, and it's something we all need to protect and learn from. The real power of this system is packed right into the word itself. You see, as a verb, Xeer means to build a safe shelter. And as a noun, it's the rope that literally binds the frame of a traditional Somali house together. So right at its heart, Xeer isn't just a list of rules. It's the actual structure that provides protection, security, and holds the entire community together. It's beautiful, right?
Okay, so we get what it is and why it's so important, but how does it actually work, day to day? Let's get into the mechanics, because this is where Xeer Ciise offers this incredible blueprint for a totally different way of thinking about justice. Now, even though it's an oral tradition, Xeer Ciise is incredibly well structured. You can kind of think of it as having three main pillars. First, it's a political constitution. It spells out how power is shared and how decisions get made. Second, it's a penal code, and this is key, it's all about reconciliation, not punishment. And third, it's a social code of conduct, basically a set of shared values that guide how everyone is expected to act. It's a complete system for running a society. And this slide just perfectly lays out the huge difference in philosophy. See, most of the legal systems we know are punitive. The goal is to punish the person who broke the law. The whole focus is on the offender. But Xeer, it's restorative. The goal isn't punishment at all. It's reconciliation and compensation. The focus completely shifts away from the offender and onto the victim and the community, asking, how do we repair the harm that was done? And that leads to this foundational principle. Under Zan, justice is a team sport. If one person commits a crime, it's not just their problem. Their entire family, their whole clan, shares in the responsibility to make things right. I mean, think about that. It creates this incredibly powerful incentive for the whole community to stop crime before it even happens. So to make this super clear, let's look at the most serious crime you can commit: murder. The blood compensation, which is called dia, is set at 100 camels for killing a man. Now think about it. One person could almost never come up with that on their own. It forces the entire clan to pool their resources, which just hammers home that idea of collective responsibility we were just talking about.
Okay, so right about now, a question probably pops into your head. The compensation for a woman is 50 camels. So, does that mean a woman's life is only worth half of a man's? It's a totally fair question, but the answer goes way deeper than that, right into the structure of their society. The logic from the system's historical point of view isn't about the intrinsic value of a person. It's about repairing the specific damage done to the clan's political power. In this traditional pastoral democracy, political power was held by men who voted in the tribal assembly. So if a man was killed, the clan didn't just lose a person, they lost a political voice, a vote. The higher compensation was designed to make up for that loss of collective power. So where on earth did such a complex and sophisticated system come from? Well, like a lot of the world's most resilient ideas, Xeer wasn't dreamed up in a time of peace and quiet. It was forged in the fire and chaos of the 16th century. Just try to picture this. For centuries, the Somali coast had these wealthy, thriving city-states, getting rich off of trade. But then in the 16th century, the whole thing came crashing down. Wars between regional powers caused these centers of civilization to just collapse.
What followed was total chaos, a period some have called the Middle Ages of the Horn of Africa. Society was literally falling apart, and it was out of that disorder that Xeer was born. It was this brilliant, rational response by the people to build a new society from the ground up, one based on mutual agreement and the rule of law. Which brings us all the way back to today, because Xeer isn't just some interesting story from the past. It's a living, breathing system that is still working, and it holds some really powerful lessons for all of us.
So how is it all managed? Well, there's a council of elders. They're called the Gedi, and they act as the judges. They're guided by a spiritual leader known as the Ugas. And enforcement? It doesn't come from a police force. It comes from something that's arguably way more powerful: social pressure and the collective agreement of the whole community to stick to the rules that keep them all safe.
There's this Somali saying that just captures the whole spirit of it perfectly. It goes, "God created me, but my ancestors designed the here for me." It just shows this deep respect for a system that's seen as human-made, logical, and designed by the community for the community. It's a social contract in its purest form. And this is absolutely crucial. Xeer isn't stuck in the past. This core principle, an unseen case, requires an unheard judgment, is pure genius. It means the law is built to be flexible. When a totally new situation comes up that the old rules don't cover, the elders have the power to create a new solution, a new precedent. This is what's allowed Xeer to stay relevant for over 400 years. So we end up right back where we started, but maybe with a whole new way of looking at things. In a world that's struggling with overcrowded prisons and legal systems that often fail victims, could the principles of Xeer Ciise, ideas like restorative justice, collective responsibility, and community healing, actually hold some valuable lessons for us? It's a pretty powerful question to think about.